Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, in light of keeping up with the whole tips and tricks and useful advice theme that I've had going on, I'm going to talk about what you should do to prep and get ready for studying a biomed degree at uni. Right, so first things first, studying, if you're going into uni and you've applied for a biomed degree, it's really highly likely that you already know what you're interested in. You know you don't want to study English, you know history isn't your thing. You most likely want to go into something medical in a sense of either, you want to go into pharmaceuticals, you want to become a doctor, you want to become a nurse, you want to become a research scientist, something related to, obviously, biomed. So, it's important that you kind of prepare for your degree, and I'm not saying you need to study, but it is a good idea to have a bit of a knowledge base before you actually come in and start your degree. Aside from A-levels and, the required stuff that you actually have to do to get into university, it's really useful for yourself to do some extra stuff. So, let's think about it this way. You've got your offers, you've done your A-levels, it's summertime. You've got a whole 3 months before university starts. 2, 3, depends on where you're going. And what do you do now? Well, obviously you're going to want to relax, but a good way to spend a lot of your time is to start reading up on current topics and current events relating to your field of science, relating to biomed. So, I don't know. Right now, obviously, that would be all of the coronavirus stuff, the whole epidemiology of it, the whole pathology of it, how it works, how it's spreading. All of that is really, really relevant for biomed students. So reading up on that and kind of being in the loop and knowing about everything that's going on with a certain current event at the moment. So that's the first thing that I would recommend. Second thing is definitely it's worth it to expand your knowledge on the topic. Take a pre-uni online course thing. I did this thing with a website called FutureLearn where they give you actual university courses, and for example, I did one with cancer because cancer is also a topic that you can go into from starting with biomed. You can specify and go into oncology and cancer research. So I did this, and the course is actually given by the University of Bath. So what I've got here is a piece of paper with a bunch of terminology that was used in that course. So I thought, I'd print it out and have it, and it's kind of useful. And it has been useful because a lot of these things, these words and these phrases, all of them are really, really relevant to my course. Now, not all of it is related to everything in my course, but to specific topics. So I definitely think that doing a FutureLearn course on a topic that you're interested in your course, not only will it help you when you're choosing optional modules and when you're choosing the more specific path of your course that you want to take, because you'll have an idea of, what's interesting and what's not, but it's also really good for expanding your horizons and just increasing your internal knowledge base, which is always really useful. The more prepared you are for your university course, the easier and more enjoyable it's going to be for you. And that's a big part of university. Yes, it should be a challenge because this is a whole new level and you're learning new high-level stuff, but it should also be enjoyable because if you're doing a degree that you're not really enjoying at all ever, then it's probably not right for you. Really, other than reading up and that's all you can really do to prep for it. Another thing is really go through on the university that you're going to, their website, find your course, and read through in detail. All universities have pages that go into specific detail about the modules that you're going to be taking. Read into them, get to know them, take specific bits out of those modules and do some reading up on those. Find a course that's on a specific topic in one of those modules, because you'll find that when you actually get into university and you have to take the lectures and you're sitting there and you're reading through it, or you've got a tutorial about something, or you've got an assignment, an essay to write, anything, the more knowledge that you were able to pack into yourself over the summer, and willingly, you're not being forced to, so the knowledge is more likely to go in, because if you're not interested in it, you're not going to bother doing it because there's no requirement, and that's perfectly okay. This should all be coming from somewhere inside of you that wants to do it. You know, a part of you that is interested in this, and as long as there's a small interest, you're going to keep wanting to do it, you're going to keep wanting to read it. So that's extremely, extremely important. Okay, so moving a little bit later into the summer, I guess, when you get your results back, let's say August, you got your A-level results back, and you got your exceptions, or your rejections, or a combination of the two, and, you know, you've confirmed you know which university you're going to. So now you have a place. The next step, you've been spending the entire first half of the summer obviously relaxing, having fun, really just kind of letting go because you really didn't have much to do study-wise, but you've also been spending it increasing your knowledge, you've been looking into things that really interest you, research, the university, and now you know where you're going. So the next step is doing university-specific things. So first thing that's really, really good to look at is look at the biomedical research that is actively going on at your university. As a first year, it's rare that you'll get to be involved in active research that's going on, but knowing about it can really stimulate you. It will give you, first of all, something to talk about with your lecturers and your personal tutor, and that in itself kind of gives you an interaction on a one-on-one basis where it's not just, your lecturer isn't just the person standing at the front of the lecture hall telling you information. He's or she is also a scientist, but at the same time they're also someone who is on your level. You can have a discussion with them, you can ask them interesting questions. So it's definitely a good idea to kind of get into what's going on at your university. That way.
Yeah.
And then another thing is find group chats. There's going to be Facebook group chats, there's going to be WhatsApp group chats. I know the student room is a good place to start where finding these group chats is happening. And you can find not only accommodation group chats, but course-specific or, you know, department-specific group chats. So one of the first group chats I was in at all for university was a life sciences group chat. So yes, that's Biomed, Biosci, and Biochem. But even though all these three courses are different, they all have the same base. And especially for first years, we're so similar. Term 1, all of the lectures are the same. Term 2, there's just a few modules that are different. So getting in touch with fellow Biomed, Biochem, and Biosci students, fellow life sciences students, is super duper important. It not only helps you kind of grow a basis of friendship even before you get to uni, it gives you a sense of who you're going to be studying with. You can kind of get a feel for what kind of a crowd you're going to be surrounded by. And some of my current closest friends in life sciences stemmed from this group chat. We had conversations almost every day on the life sciences group chat, just non-stop. I'd wake up in the morning and have over 2,000 messages on my phone. And to date, I'm still quite close and good friends with a large number of the people who I actively spoke with on the group chat. Not everyone who you speak to on the group chat is going to be the exact same as what you, imagine them to be in real life, but you find that because you were able to kind of get to know each other a little bit over the group chat, there's, I guess you could say, less social awkwardness at the beginning when you first meet them in person, and that's a great relief. It already gives you people in your course that you can kind of lean towards and speak to and, ask for help with and hang out. It gives you a group of people to hang out with and that you can relate to course-wise. I think those are my 4 biggest tips. I don't really want to go on and on. Obviously, there's so much that you can do to prepare for studying biomed at uni, and it's going to be slightly different for every university because the way that universities teach is going to be different. I know, for example, some universities are a lot more lab-based, others have a lot more lectures, others are completely just personal, small group meeting-based, and the teaching styles are going to be different. So I think last tip that I'll give you is get to know and kind of find an understanding of the teaching style at your university. and, I don't know, practice it a little bit. Look up YouTube videos that kind of show what it's like. Somehow you'll be able to find second and third years at your university that you can ask them questions about what the course is like, and what the teaching style is like, and how they like it, and all of that. And that is really, really what's gonna get you prepared and ready to study biomed at your university. Okay, so just a quick recap of the 5 main points that I've just given you. First of all is read up on current events that are related to your course. Look into active things that are going on now that you can take and then relate to whatever you learn when you actually start your course. So anything that's related to biomed, any new drugs that are coming out, new diseases that are being seen, new progresses in certain therapies for certain diseases as well. All of that is really, really relevant and really interesting. And it'll help you decide what you do and don't really want to look further into. Second is do a Future Learn course. Take the time out to kind of expand your knowledge, not past what you knew at A-level, and taking it to a more university level. So when you actually start your course, you already have an idea of what kind of content you're going to be learning, and you'll just know more, so you'll be better prepared. Third, once you actually know which university you're going to, you've got your acceptance and you have your place, that's when you can start looking specifically at university-led research. What's actively going on in your department at your university in that time? Fourth is get to know the people who are going to be in your course. Find people, group chats, Facebook, WhatsApp, student room, all of it. Find the people who are going to be in your course, get to know them, and build yourself a friend base before you actually get to university. And fifth, find out, teaching styles, what your university does, kind of divulge into that. And you'll find yourself not only really, really prepared style-wise, you'll be comfortable learning the new information that you're going to learn. You're going to be given so much new information. It's really important that you're comfortable with the style of teaching, that you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen, so you don't spend the first term just letting the information fly past you because you can't figure out how you're being taught. I really think those are the biggest tips, and now that I'm looking into it, this isn't just biomed, this is really good for any course that you're doing. You can take these ideas and roughen them and just apply them to physics, you can apply them to history, you can apply them to anything. And I think that's really important that you do. Anyone planning on preparing for university, it's just important to be ready for your course. Biomed specific, I will write a blog that's actually, you can find it on the Our Work website, I'll have the link down below. I'll actually detail some specific websites and references that I think are really good for biomed students to prep for their course, I guess life sciences in general. But otherwise, I'm going to try and keep this video quite short and sweet, so on that note, I will see you guys next Saturday. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful Saturday!